रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हंसजारुद्धबलजा परोदारसुभाजनि राजिरावणरक्षोरविघाताय रमारयं यं रमारयताघाभिरक्षोरणवराजिरां निजभासुरदारोपजालबद्धरुजासहं सागरातिगमाभाति नाकेशोऽसुरमासहः तं समारुतजं गोप्ता भादासाद्य गतो गजं जं गतो गद्यसादा गोजं तरुमासतं हस्समारस सुशोकेनातिभामा गतिरागसा. Actually, we finished with the 27th Anuloma Padyam, but we'll go over the 26th just quickly. Sagaratigam abhati nakeshaha asuram asaha asuramasaha asurama asaha tamsa marutajam gopta abhat asadya gataha agajam. So Hanumat Sagarataranam and Punaragamanam is described in this shloka. Saha Nakesha Ati Nakeshaha Ramaha. So about Rama, he shines much more than Indra. With his brilliance, he excels Indra. And Asura Ma Asahaha, he could not tolerate the wealth of the Asuras, and that's why he went and fought with Ravana. Saha Vishnoho Avataraha Saha. And he was also Gupta. He was a protector of everybody. That is why he went to fight with Ravana. Fighting with Ravana was not just to release Sita there, but by way of fighting with Ravana, he actually gave a relief to Dharma itself and other people who were all suffering under the rule of Ravana here. So, Rakshita, Gopta Saha, Tam Marutajam Asadya, he met Hanuman, who is the son of Vayu, who had crossed the ocean, Sagara Atigam, who had crossed the ocean, and went, having met Hanuman, Sagaram Langaitva Sitam Drishtva Saha Punaha Agatya Ramam Amilattiti. Ramaha tu Hanumantam Drishtva, he then decided to go towards Lanka. He crossed all mountains and went to the Tiram. So Agajam, Agaha, mountain, Jaha is Samudram or Jalam. Jam is Samudram. So a combination of both Samahara Dvandva. So you have Agajam Gataha. He went to the mountains and the border of the ocean and he shined. Abhat iti. Okay. Now the Anuloma Padyam, Pratiloma Padyam here, Jam Gataha Gadi Asada Bhapta Gojam Tarum Asatam Haha Samara Sushokena Ati Bhama Gatihi Agasa. So Krishnena Parijata Grahanam, because of Indrasya Sharaihi Ahataha Pradyumnaha, so he became very upset because of Pradyumna being hit. And because of the mistake that Indra caused, by causing grief to Pradyumna, Krishna became very angry. Ati Bhama Agatihi. So the Agasa Ati Bhama Agatihi. Agas here refers to the papam that Indra made by hitting Pradyumna. And because of that, Krishna became angry. Gadi, he took up his Gada and fought with Indra. Jam Gataha, he attained victory. So Krishna attained victory here. Then he took that Anashwara Kantihi Saha. So Abhapta, Abha Apta, he had Asada Abha Apta, that which is Anashwara Kanti. Sadaha Nama Nashaha, Yasya Kantehe Nashaha Evana Vidyate Tadrisha Kantim Avaptavan Krishnaha iti. Swarge Utpattim Praptam Tarum Asa. He took that tree which grew in Swargam, that is the Parijata tree. Now the rest of it you will find in a kind of conclusive manner, the 27, 28, 29 and 30. So this also we saw, the 27th shloka, Anuloma Padyam, Veeravanarasenasya Trata Bhadavata Hisaha Toyadhau Arigoyadasya Yadasi Ayataha Navasetuna Natu Sevanato Yasya Daya Gorivadhayataha Sahitavada Bhatatrasya Anasehe Anavaravi. The Parijata Grahanam story is almost over here, because he has gotten the Parijatam tree. The rest is just Krishnasya anugrahaha. Tadanantaram Dwarakam agachati, avanim praptaha. Then he goes to Dwaraka. There is a description of Dwaraka and Mangalam. That's the conclusive part of the Pratiloma Padyam. The Anuloma Padyam, we still have one part missing, which is the killing of the main character here. That is what we will see today. So, Veeravanara, this shloka is also in Anushtup. The next shloka is also in Anushtup. I think we saw the 27a we saw Veeravanarasya Saha Arigo Yadasi Toyadhau in the Samudram, which is filled with go and Yadas. Go here refers to water, and Yadas are Jalajantavaha Yadamsi. So Yadaha, Yadasi, Yadamsi. Tatra samudre bahuni yadamsi bahuni jalani api santi tatra. So he takes it as because the samudram sagara samudra Bhagavan, he just rises up and he says, listen, this is my nature. I have so many jantu here. I cannot immediately give you way and stop their movement and by way of destroying their environment also. So you have to figure out some other method to cross me. Hence he built a setu here. So, Ari go yadasi toyadhau, in the ocean that was filled with indestructible animals and or fish and water. What did Rama do? Avata navasetuna ayataha. He went on a bridge which was avata, which was protecting the army of Vanaras. Okay, so avata navasetuna, new bridge which was protecting. Rama was going through that. So ayataha Vanarasenasya, sorry, which is protecting the army of brave monkeys, right? So ayataha Vanarasenasya trata asit Ramaha. The setu was also protecting the monkeys, Vanaras. The Vanarasena protector was Rama. Okay, so Saha Ramaha Toyadhau Nirmitasya Nirmitena Setuna Gachat. Let's take like this. So Sagare Setuhu Nirmitaha. Tena Setuna Vanarasenaha Gacchati Athava Vanarasena Gacchati. Both are allowed. Vanarasena Gacchati, not Senam, sorry, not Senaha. So Vanarasenam Gacchati. Tasya Senasya Trata Ayam Ramaha. We have come till that. And Evam Saha Abhat. He was shining thus as the protector of the Vanarasena. Let's start with the Pratiloma Padyam now. Natu sevanato yasya daya gorivadhayataha sahitavada bhatatrasya naseranara anavariva. Sahitavada bhatatrasya naseranavaravi. Natu sevanataha yasya dayagaha arivadha ayataha sahahi tavat abhata trasi anasehe anavaravi. Okay, anava aravi. The anvaya here is, there are two sentences involved. Na tu yasya sevanataha dayagaha arivadha ayataha bhavati. Yasya sevanataha na tu, I would probably put this na at the later. Yasya sevanataha dayagaha bhutva na tu arivadhayataha bhavati. Either way is fine. Yasya anavaravi saha na anasehe trasi abhatahi. So take it as two sentences. So Krishnasya anugraha uktaha atra parijata grahana parayanam kibartam kartavyam iti atra suchyate api. So we have to understand why we read these great episodes of devatas or great people, sadhus. It inspires us to worship. It inspires us to do good things, follow the dharma path. That is what is given here. In this shloka, it is a kind of a palashruti for the pratiloma section. So, natu, a person, it gives us what happens to a person who worships Krishna versus a person who does not worship Krishna. So, that is given in this shloka, like a palashruti. Okay? Natu, kaschana manushyaha vartate sahahi. What happens? Sevanataha, yasya sevanataha, yasya krishnasya sevanataha, sevanam nama seva. Sevanataha, tasil gives you the panchami, because of that hetu panchami api bhavati. So sevaya atava stotradi rupaya sevaya. If by performing worship or by worshipping Krishna through there are 9 different bhaktis, right? Navavida bhakti, stotram, padasevanam, namanam. So any of those, sakyam, dasyam, 9 different, and you have examples for each one of those bhaktis in Bhagavatam. All over Krishna's charitram, you will find for Sakhyam, you have Arjuna, for Dasya Bhakti, you have another person, Prema, Gopi. Like that, you have many different forms in which you can even show bhakti. Actually, Narada Bhakti Sutram also mentions Dveshya Bhakti. Dveshya Bhakti is not for people like us. We can never hate Krishna to that extent that he is completely filled in our heart like Kamsa or Hiranyakashipu. Both of them are the examples for Dveshya Bhakti in the sense that their mind were filled with Krishna's images because they wanted to somehow kill him and they were unable to kill him. That sort of a extreme constantly thinking about to the extent of contemplation, meditation, that is called Dveshya Bhakti. That is not easy for common people like us. Okay, so we can't say, oh, I do Dveshya Bhakti and just think about atheism and say what I do is Dveshya Bhakti. Never cheat yourself with all these things. It can only be done by people like Hiranyakashipu or Shishupala. There is a reason to that because they both were Jaya and Vijaya, who were the extreme bhaktas of Vishnu. Vishnu wanted to fight. So if he fights with someone, it has to be someone of his equal stature. Then only a person who has attained Sarupyam can be an equal to him. And they should have that amount of dvesham in them also, because they are equal to him. That explanation is given by Sridhara Swami in Bhagavatam. When you have a time, you should go through the Hiranyaksha episode before the Yajnavaraha Murti. It's a beautiful thing. Just like how Krishna, Vishnu, Bhagavan has this sisriksha, srashtum ichha. In the same manner, he has the wish to fight also. Yuyutsa api bhavati. Parantu, he can't fight with people who are not his equal. Then that itch is not solved, right? So that is why Dveshya Bhakti is a very difficult one to follow. Let's go here. Sorry. So Sevanataha, by worshipping Krishna, what happens to the person? Natu dayagaha bhavati, dayam gacchati. He attains Krishna's compassion. Then arivadha ayataha. He then kills his enemies, not physical enemies, Shatru in a battle. He actually kills the Antashatru. So arivadha ayataha, arehe vadaha arivadaha, athava arinam vadaha, shatrunam vadaha, arivadaha. Tena arivadhena saha ayataha bhavati. Ayataha vistirnaha. He becomes big. So he prospers by killing all of his antashatru. Yaha to antashatrun hanti sayeva yogi iti manyate. He becomes he prospers or he attains a great mangalam in his life by killing all the shatru, antashatru in him. That is also possible only by getting the compassion of Krishna. right? So natu sevanatah dayagaha bhutva arivadha ayataha bhavati. So ripau vairi sapatni ari dvishat dveshana durhradaha. These are the synonyms for ari. Then reverse. If he does not do stotram for Krishna, yasya Krishnasya, you can take this yasya from the earlier line to the next line also. That's why I have marked those in bracket, because it is a repetition. So yasya Krishnasya anavaravi navaha nama stutihi stavaha. Stavaha cha asau aravaha shabdaha. So stuti shabdaha atava navasya shabdaha navasya aravaha navaravaha. You can take it in that manner also. So the words of stotram, or the words in the form of stotram, are not present with this person. Yasya narasya stotra rupaha shabdaha na vidyate eva. So one who does not praise Krishna. Navaravaha asya asti iti navaravi. Na navaravi anavaravi. So Krishna vishayaka stotra shabda rahitaha saha ityartaha. So one who does not have any kind of words that are in praise of Krishna, saha anavaravi. So yaha na yasya Krishnasya vishaye anavaravi bhavati. One who does not praise Krishna at all. Now here this word navaha, we've seen the meaning of new, right? Here it is a pratyaya that comes in, just like stavaha. Stauti stuyate iti stavaha. In the same way, nutaha, numaha, the most famous dance shloka that everybody uses. Tam numas satvikam shivam iti vartate. People change it to tam namaha satvikam shivam, but namaswaha swadhalam, you have to use chaturthi there. So you can't have tam namaha. You have to have tasmai namaha. Whereas the shloka is tam. So tam numaha. Nu is the dhatu there. The aharyam chandra taradi tam numas satvikam shivam. The first line I forget. Anyway, so nu is the dhatu there, and tatra apratyaye navaha iti bhavati, just like stavaha. So nu yate iti navaha, stu yate iti stavaha. So navaha is a stotram. Arava is shabdam. Aravaha, aravaha, samrava, virava, ityadi. So sahana yasya yaha anavaravi bhavati, one who does not praise Krishna, what happens to him? He becomes fearful of everybody. That is, he is not able to conquer the fear that is there in him. So anasehe api saha trasi bhavati. Trasyanasehe iti vartate atra. So anasehe, one who does not have asi. Yasya na vidyate asihi, yasya saha anasihi, one who does not have a sword. You don't need to fear a person who doesn't have a sword, because he's not going to attack you. Yet, he becomes afraid of a person who who does not even have a sword. So tasmat, panchami atra vartate. So bhitrarthanam panchami. So bhitiman bhavati, trasi bhavati. He becomes afraid of a person who does not have even a sword. So let alone imagine if it is a person who has a sword and comes in front of him, then because he doesn't have that daiva balam, he cannot face people. That's why he becomes afraid of people. So asi rahitadapi trasi kimuta khadga yukta shatroho iti bhavaha vyakhyanam tells this. So asi rahitati, even without a person, even from a person who is without a sword, he is afraid. Then what to say of a person who has a sword? Okay. So bhitrarthanam bhaya hetuhu iti apadanam. So sahana, this person who is fearful of even from a person who doesn't have sword, he doesn't shine. Abhata. So bhati iti bhata, trich pratyaha atra. So na bhata iti abhata. Prakashahinaha bhavati na prakashate ityeva. So, as a Palashruti, what happens to a person who worships Krishna and what happens to a person who doesn't worship Krishna? So, 27a and b are over. 27a is about Samudra Taranam, Setumargena Samudra Taranam. So, Samudre Jalani Jalajantavaha cha santi tebhyaha rakshanartham nutana setuhu nirmita or nirmitaha. Okay. Okay, nirmitaha. Yeah. Vanarasena tena setuna gacchati. Right? So, tena setuna gachanna vanara balasya rakshita Ramaha babhase. So, Rama shines by being the protector of Angikam Bhuvanam Yasya Vachikam Sarva Vangmayam. That was the shloka that I was thinking about. Tam Numas Satvikam Shivam. This is the shloka that dancers always say in the beginning as an invocation to Shiva. Ramaha tena setuna gachanna veeravanarasenasya trata bhavati. This was the Anuloma Padyam that we saw. Now the Pratiloma Padyam that we saw today is about Krishna's anugraham. So yaha naraha Sri Krishna sevam karoti. So one who worships Krishna, he gets Krishna's dayam prapya. Then arivadha ayataha shatrun hatva saha samriddhaha bhavati. Yaha tu Krishnam na stauti. That is, yasmin nare anavaravi can be interpreted in two ways. One is he doesn't even do stotram, saha Krishnam na stauti. Athava, that word itself is not there in his mind. He closes his ears and goes. He doesn't want to hear about Krishna's stotram at all. He doesn't want to hear any devotional things. Then that shabdam itself does not enter into his ear. So kathamapi na shrunoti tasmadeva tasya aravaha nava aravaha na vidyate. So the stotra shabdameva na vartate tatra. Tadrishanaraha khadgarahitadapi manushyaat bibheti. He is afraid of even a person if he doesn't, of a person who doesn't have a sword. So he loses his prakasha. Okay, so this is like a Phalashruti here. Let's go to the next 28th shloka. Harisahasalankena subhedi mahito hi saha charubhutanujo ramo ramar aram ara aram aradhayadartiha charubhutanujo ramo rama radhayadartiha Hartidaya dharamara morajonnuta bhurucha sahito himadibhe sunakelam sahasariha. The chandas here again is Anushtup. So the Anuloma Padyam, Hari Sahasa Lanke Lanka ina asu bhedi. That's how you have to split this. Okay. Hari Sahasa Lanka ina asu bhedi mahitaha hi saha charu bhu tanujaha ramaha aram aradhayat arti ha. Hari sahasa lankena asu bhedi. This is an adjective for Rama here. Saha Ramaha iti vartate. For once he uses the word Rama here. No? So Hari Sahasa Lankena Subhedi is the first adjective. Charubhu Tanujaha is an adjective for Rama. Aradhayad Artiha is also for Rama. Saha Mahitaha Abhut. He Pujitaha Asit. Abhut is something we have to take in here. Okay. So what is Hari Sahasa Lankena Subhedi? After some 27 shlokas, it should be easier to understand Hari. Hari Manohari is very attractive. Sahasam, Vikramam. He has a bravery which is very attractive. Who is this? Lankena. So Lanka, Inaha. Inaha nama Prabhuhu. So one who is the Lord of Lanka. Lankeshasya Manognaha Sahasam Vartate. Manognyam Sahasam Vartate. Vikramaha. Manognaha Vikramaha Vartate. So it was attractive. Ramam Bahumanya, Aratim Bahumanyata iti vartate. In Raghuvamsha, Rama looked at Ravana and he thought highly of Ravana because of Architeshwaram, Swamukhair Archita Ishwaram. He cut off each one of his head and offered it to Parameshwara as an offering. So Ravana was a great personality and he was respected well that way. On the battlefield, Rama looked at him with great respect. So Hari Sahasa Lankena Asubhedi. Let's look at it. So Hari Sahasam Yasya Saha Hari Sahasaha. One who has a great valor, attractive valor. Lankayaha Inaha Swami Lankenaha Ravanaha. Harisahasaha cha asau Lankenaha cha Harisahasa Lankenaha. These two are adjectives for Ravana. Now, tasya asavaha pranaha. Ravana's life breath. So usually asu and prana should be in bahuvachanam and in pullingam. There is an Amara reference here at the end. Pumsi bhumni asavaha pranaha iti. So bhumni, if the word bhumni you see in Amarakosham, it means it is only in bahuvachanam. So asavaha, pranaha, apaha, striyam bhumni apaha. So they will never say bahuvachane. In Amarakosham, the word that is used is bhumni a lot. Tamil ஏராளம் அப்படிம்போ. So pranan is always pancha pranaha. When pranan goes out of the body, all five are out. That is why you have to say pranaha. Here also tasya lankenasya asavaha pranaha harisahasa lankena asavaha pranaha tan abhinat iti bhedi. So one who destroys the life of Lanka Puri, the Lord of Lanka, whose valor is attractive. Clear? So Hari Sahasa Lankena Asu Bhedi Ramaha. So Rama kills Ravana in this shloka at last. So Inakula Vamsha Tilaka Lavarde. So Rama is Inakula Vamsha. Ina is actually Surya also. Prabhu, Raja. Mriganke, that is surprising. I have never seen. No. Mriganke, Kshatriye, Nribe. I have not seen the reference to Ina as the moon, which is interesting. Kshatriya, Nripa, Raja, Surya, Prabhu, all of these are fine. But I should see if there is some reference in some kavya for the moon also. Surprising. Okay. So the next word for Rama, Charu Bhu Tanujaha. After killing Ravana, he got back Sita. So Tanoho Jayate iti Tanuja, Suta, Bhumehe Tanuja. So Bhuvaha Tanuja, Bhu Tanuja, Sita. Charuhu is also Strilinga Padam, Ukaranta Padam. So Charuhu, Bhutanuja, Yasya Saha. Now this goes to Rama. One who possessed or one who had the beautiful Sita with him. So after killing Ravana, he got Sita. That is the meaning of this adjective here. So one who got the beautiful daughter of Bhumi. Aram, quickly he removed the misery of Vibhishana here. So Vibhishana Sharanagati should be mentioned, right? When Ravana-Vadha happens, the kingdom is given to Vibhishana. Since Vibhishana came and worshipped him, Aradhayataha, Aram is Shigram, quickly, Aradhayat Artiha, Aradhayati, Kaha Aradhayati? Vibhishanaha eva aradhayati. Atra tu yuddha prasangaha vartate. So yuddha prasange tu anyasya kasyapi aradhanam tu na uktam. We have to only talk about the context here. So the context here in the battle, as soon as Ravana-Vadha is done and Sita is got back, we only look at Vibhishana ruling Lanka right now. So artim hanti iti artiha khedam hanti. So one who removes the misery, one who quickly removes the misery. Don't forget aram that we that we saw earlier. So one who quickly removes the difficulty or misery of aradhayataha, one who worships. So this is a takaranta padam, shatrupratyaya, aradhayadartiha. Okay, so aradhayat artiha, pujayataha vibhishanasya artiha. षष्ठी विभक्ति वर्तते and षष्ठी समासं तत्पुरुषं. Sahi Ramaha, that famous Rama. So Saha also we've seen in Vishnu Sahasranamam, this is there. Ekonaika sava kim iti vartate tatrapi Saha iti padam Vishnoho eva paryayavachi. It is a synonym for Vishnu. It is one of the Sahasranama. So Saha hi Vishnoho, Saha Vishnoho avataraha yaha Vishnoho eva avatarattvena yaha Ramatvena atra agataha Sahi Ramaha iti. And you also take in all of the 27 shlokas that we have seen, which have described the greatness of Rama till now. So Saha Ramaha hi Mahitaha Abhut. So all of the hardships that he went through because of that and the killing of Ravana, it gave a joy to all of the devas. So sarvaihi devataihi sarvabihi devatabihi api pujitaha. Devatai, no. Daivatam is also correct. So Napunsakalingam. Mahitaha. He was worshipped by all of the devas in the Swarga because they got a release from Ravana. Okay. Mah is also pujayam tapratyaya. So Mahitaha. Now in the reverse, Hartidaya Dharam Ara Moraha. There should be a split here. Maybe I'll correct it in the slides. Jo nuta bhu rucha sa hito hi madibhe sunake alam sahasa ariha. So ha artidaya dharam ara moraha jaha nuta bhu rucha saha hitaha hi madibhe sunake alam sahasa ariha. Now Krishna, after in the 26th shloka, he got the parijata tree. This then in the 27th shloka, we saw the phalashruti kind of thing. What happens to a person who does stotram and what happens to someone who does not acknowledge Krishna as the Devata. Indra did not accept the supremacy of Krishna, and that's why he ended up in a very bad place and he lost his luster there, right? So that was described in the 27th, along with keeping in mind that it is also a palashruti. Now in the 28th shloka, Krishna reaches bhumi from Swargam. Artidaya hitaha Krishnaha madibhe sunake alam sahasa ariha Krishnaha jaha nuta bhuhu rucha moraha. 5 adjectives for Krishna. Saha dharam ara, he came to bhumi. Dharam bhumim prapa. What are the 5 adjectives for Krishna here? Artidaya hitaha. Hitaha, he is very good, beneficial to anybody who no artim dadati iti na dhyati iti. Khandayati, one who removes the arti, one who removes the suffering. Both Pradyumna and Satyaki were fighting with Krishna and helping him to remove the Yuddha Khedam, the difficulty that he faced during battle. So, Yuddha Janya Swakeda Haraha. It can either refer to Pradyumna or Satyaki. Krishna was very good to both of them because they had removed his difficulties. And Artidaya Hitaha. Hita Yoge Chaturthi Vaktavya. This is a Vartikam here. So it has to be in Chaturthi. Now, this is the first adjective for Krishna. In the second adjective, Madibhe Sunake Alam Sahasa Artiha. We are going to look at this entire thing for describing Krishna again. In Swarga, which had the intoxicated elephant Airavata, he killed all of the enemies. Okay? Madibhe, Madaha asya asti iti Madayuktaha. Madi cha ibhaha cha gajaha yasya saha indraha, or no, not indraha. It should be Swargaha. I made a mistake here. Okay, so Madibhaha Madi ibhaha yasya saha swargaha tasmin swarge nake. Ibhaha nama Stambhe Ramaha Padmi Yuthanataha Yuthapaha. I think it comes in the section of where Gajaha, all of those words are also there. There are many words for elephant. Kari, Gajaha, Dvipaha. Okay. So Madibhe in Sunake, Shobanaha Nakaha Swargaha Sunakaha Tasmin Sunake. So take the earlier word Madibhe Sunake in Swargam, in the beautiful Swarga, which has the intoxicated elephant Airavata. Right? In that Swargam, Alam Atyantam Sahasa Vegena Ariha Arin Hanti Shatrubhanjaka. He immediately went to Swarga, Swarga which even had Airavata Parvata, Gaja, the elephant there. Still, Krishna was able to quickly destroy and completely destroy all of the enemies. And he became victorious. Jaha, Jitaha, Jeta. We've seen this Ekakshara meaning many times, several times before, so I'm not repeating that. Nuta Bhuhu, Nuta Bhuhu, after he became victorious, people praised him. So, Nutasya, Nutehe, we saw Numaha, right? Navaha, we saw in the Anuloma Padyam also. So, Nu is the Dhatu here. So, Nuta, Kta Pratyaye, Nute, Nutihi also. So, Nutihi, Ktin Pratyaye, you have like Kriti, Stuti, Ityadi. So, Nutasya Bhuhu, Nutam can also refer to Stotram in general. So, Stotrasya Bhuhu, Bhumihi, he is the Bhumi for Stotram. He is the best person to receive Stotram. So, Stotra Sthana Bhutaha Saha Ityarthaha. So, he becomes the recipient of any kind of Stotram. The next is Rucha Moraha, Rucha Tejasa. Because Vishnu was very resplendent, Lakshmi, when she looked at the full, lineup of all the devas, she chose Vishnu because of the beauty, because he was not very keen on getting Lakshmi there. He was aloof. He did not have any ichcha at all. Vishnu does not have any ichcha. Nirihas saha. Saha nirihaha iti drishtva eva Lakshmi tam vanchati khalu. And he becomes the Lord of Lakshmi. This is with respect to Vishnu Avatara, the Lord Vishnu. Now, in this Avatara, how do you explain Lakshmi? So, Rucha, with his tejas, it was as if he had gotten the Saundarya Lakshmi or Jaya Lakshmi Prapta iti. So, Moraha, Maha Lakshmi, Ma Lakshmi, yes. Oh, Maha is also another word. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. So, Maha Lakshmi Urasi Yasya Saha Moraha. Otherwise, you can't have this O here. Otherwise, it will be Ma. Oh, Varume. Mama, why do we have Visarga? We don't need this Visarga. Correct. Ma eva Lakshmi iti. Ha, Ma is Lakshmi. I think by association, because it is Lakshmi, I just put Maha there. So Ma Lakshmi Urasi Yasya Saha. So one who has Lakshmi in his Vakshasthalam. So Krishna. Atra katham Krishnasya tu Vakshasthalena vidyate. Rukmini tu parshve vartate. Athava Satyabhama tu parshve api vartate iti. You don't ask such questions. You just assume that he is always present because he is the avatara of Vishnu here. Purna avatara. Okay. And you can take it as Jaya Lakshmi. In the sense, he has that victory Lakshmi on his chest, and chest is where you prove your strength. That is another way of looking at it. So, because of whose luster, Lakshmi resides in his chest. So, Indira Lokamata Ma Patala. Amaram has Ma only, no Visarga there. So, Uraha Vakshasthala. Saha Krishna Dharam Ara. He reached Dhara Bhumihi Apa Ityartha. Okay. Now let's go over the Bhavartha. Ravanavadhaha Sita Praptischa Harisahasa Lankena Subhedi Mahito hi saha Charubhutanujaha Ramo Aram Aradhayadartiha. Right? So, what are all the things here? Ravanasya Rane Vikramaha Manognaha Asid. Ravanaha Lankayaha Ishaha Asid. So, two things about Ravana. Now, Ramaha Tasya Ravanasya Pranan Aharattiti Prathamam. First adjective for Rama. The second is Bhu Tanuja, Charu Bhu Tanujaha. So he quickly got the beautiful daughter of Bhumi, which is Sita. Sitaya Sangataha Abhut. Number 2. Then 3. Ramam Aradhayataha Vibhishanasya Dukkham Aharat Aradhayat Artiha. He quickly removed the misery of the one who worshipped him, which is Vibhishana. Then he was worshipped by all of the devatas or all of the devas in Swarga also. So Pujitaha Abhut. Now, Pratiloma Padyam. Hartidaya Dharam Ara Dharam Ara Morajo Nuta Bhu Rucha Sahito Hi Madibhe Sunake Alam Sahasa Ariha. So, Grihita Parijata se Krishna se Avani Praptihi. Avanim Praptaha Saha. Avani Praptihi. Avani Praptihi. I'll check that. Pradyumnaha Satyakihi va. You can take either of them or both of them is also fine. In our Bhavartha, we can take both of them because both of them were fighting with Krishna to remove his dukkham. So, Yuddhe Krishnasya dukkham. Always when you have Pakkabalam, when you have Pakshabalam, then it becomes even more easier. You have a support in fighting. Sri Krishna se khedam aharatam. They removed the suffering of Krishna by fighting. So Krishna also showed his favor towards them. Tabhyam hitam acharat. Airavataha yatra madayuktaha sancharati. In Swarga itself, where Airavata roams around thinking that it is the lord of the Swarga. To go to home ground and win is always, that's what they say, right? To win in your home ground is fine. But if an enemy comes and wins you over, conquers you in your home ground, it's an even further insult. So that's what Krishna did here. So, Madibhen Sunake Ariha. He went to Swarga where Airavata's power was there. And there in that Swarga, Tatra Swarge, with great power and speed, Vegena, Shatrun Jitva Sri Krishna Jayam Prapa. That Jayalakshmi was there in his chest. So Jayalakshmi hi tasya urasi sthita tejo yuktaha asit punaha bhumim agachat. So he again came to reached Bhumi after winning over the Swarga. Okay. With this, we have finished the 28th shloka. Any questions? So in the Harivamsha Puranam, when you look at the context, after there is this intermediary episode of Narakasura Vadha, and then Parijata Haranam also, that is when the final Parijata Haranam comes in. I think the author did not want to include Narakasura Vadham and that Kundala Praptam, Aditi's Kundala are stolen and he kills Naraka, he brings back the earrings of Aditi and gives it to her. See, that kind, where Satyabhama also comes and helps for that Yuddham. This episode is there in between the entire Parijata Haranam. I think the author did not want to include a second episode here, and that's why he brought in some Palashruti and finished off with Dwaraka Varnana. Okay, so any questions, you can raise your hands. Okay, I guess there is nothing. So let me finish with the Mangala Shlokam. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaye Nathaya Sitaya Avpataye Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha.